Ever woke up in the middle of the night, heart pounding just after experiencing a violent nightmare? This unsettling occurrence is something that many of us have experienced, and it's what we're going to explore today. We're diving into the enigma of nightmares, specifically the violent ones that leave us wide-eyed and fearful in the darkness. Nightmares are a universal human experience, a phenomenon that transcends culture, age, and geography. They're not just reserved for children who dread the monster under the bed. Adults face them too, often with themes that can be profoundly disturbing and distressingly violent. These aren't your garden variety bad dreams. We're talking about nightmares that involve personal threats, disasters, loss, or conflict. Scenarios that can leave you shaken long after you've woken up. The prevalence of these violent nightmares is surprisingly high. Studies indicate that approximately half of adults experience nightmares on occasion, with a small but significant percentage experiencing them frequently. That's millions of people worldwide, waking up from dreams filled with fear and violence. Common themes found in violent nightmares often reflect our deepest fears and anxieties. They can range from being chased by a faceless pursuer, witnessing or being involved in accidents, experiencing natural disasters, or even confronting death itself. The violence in these dreams can be shockingly vivid, leading to physical responses like a racing heart, rapid breathing, and intense feelings of fear. But it's important to remember that nightmares, even violent ones, are a normal part of the human experience. They're a product of our complex brains trying to process the world around us. However, when they start to interfere with our sleep or cause significant distress, it becomes necessary to understand and address what's going on. But what exactly causes these terrifying dreams? Let's delve into the science behind violent nightmares. As we unravel this mystery, we'll explore the factors that contribute to nightmares, their impact on our lives, and ways to manage them. Prepare to journey into the shadowy world of our subconscious and shine a light on these nocturnal narratives that captivate and terrify us in equal measure. Science has a lot to say about the nightmares that keep us awake at night. One of the key elements to understanding nightmares is understanding the stage of sleep when they occur. This stage is known as REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. It's the deepest part of our sleep cycle, and it's where the most vivid dreams and indeed nightmares take place. During REM sleep, our brain is highly active, almost as active as when we're awake. It's during this time that the brain processes experiences, emotions, and information from the day. It's a bit like a computer going into overdrive, sorting through data and creating narratives. This is where dreams are born. And when these narratives take a darker turn, we experience nightmares. But what exactly causes this darker turn? The answer lies in the complex network of neurotransmitters in our brain. Neurotransmitters are like the brain's communication system. They transmit signals between nerve cells, or neurons. Key neurotransmitters involved in sleep and dreaming include serotonin, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine. Serotonin and norepinephrine are typically associated with mood regulation. They are less active during REM sleep, which allows us to dream without reacting physically. Acetylcholine, on the other hand, is more active during REM sleep. It's thought to be responsible for the vividness of dreams. When the balance of these neurotransmitters is disrupted, it can lead to more intense and often scarier dreams. Stress, certain medications, and mental health conditions can all disrupt this balance, causing the brain to create more frightening narratives during REM sleep. So, nightmares, as terrifying as they can be, are essentially the brain's way of processing information and experiences. The violence and fear we experience in nightmares can be linked back to the intricate workings of our brain during REM sleep. In essence, violent nightmares are a byproduct of our brain's complex functioning during sleep. While the brain's activity during sleep plays a major role, other factors can also trigger violent nightmares. Diving into this, let's consider stress first. It's no secret that stress can cause all kinds of turbulence in our lives, but did you know it can also invade our dreams? When we are stressed, our brains are on high alert, working overtime to process the onslaught of emotions. This heightened state of agitation can slip into our subconscious, causing our dreams to be more intense and often more violent. Now let's talk about trauma. Trauma, whether physical or emotional, can leave deep scars that our minds grapple with long after the event. This struggle often plays out in our dreams, causing vivid, often violent nightmares as our subconscious tries to process what has happened. Medications, too, can play a role. Certain drugs, especially those that affect the central nervous system, can disrupt our sleep patterns and alter our dream content. Antidepressants, for instance, are known to cause intense dreams in some people. It's always a good idea to discuss any changes in dream patterns with your healthcare provider if you're on medication. Lastly, let's not forget about sleep disorders. Conditions like sleep apnea, insomnia, and restless leg syndrome can cause fragmented sleep, which can lead to vivid and sometimes violent dreams. It's like your brain is trying to make sense of the chaos, and the result can be a nightmare. Each of these factors, alone or in combination, can influence the content of our dreams and make them more violent. It's a complex interplay of brain activity, emotions, physical health, and external influences. But here's the silver lining. Understanding these triggers can help us manage and reduce violent nightmares. By identifying and addressing the root causes, we can start to take back control of our dreams and hopefully find some peace in our sleep. Understanding these triggers can help in managing and reducing violent nightmares. The impact of violent nightmares extends beyond our sleep, affecting our daily lives as well. Nightmares, while seemingly confined to the realm of sleep, can have profound effects on our waking hours. The most immediate impact is sleep disruption. Waking up terrified in the middle of the night can make it difficult to fall back asleep, leading to a cycle of sleep deprivation. Over time, this can result in fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and even physical health issues. Violent nightmares can also be a source of anxiety. The fear and confusion experienced during a nightmare can linger long after we've awakened, creating a sense of unease that pervades our day. In severe cases, this anxiety can be so intense that it leads to a fear of sleep itself, a condition known as somnophobia. This fear can exacerbate sleep disruption, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. Yet despite the distress they cause, violent nightmares are not an insurmountable challenge. There are strategies and techniques available to manage and mitigate their impact. Stress management is one such technique. Stress is a common trigger for nightmares, so learning to manage it effectively can reduce their frequency and intensity. This can involve practices like regular exercise, mindfulness meditation, or even simple deep breathing exercises. Therapy, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy, can also be beneficial. This form of therapy helps individuals to understand and change thought patterns that lead to unwanted behaviors or feelings, such as the fear and anxiety caused by violent nightmares. In some cases, medication may be recommended as part of the treatment plan, particularly if the nightmares are linked to a specific mental health condition. In conclusion, while violent nightmares can undoubtedly be distressing, they don't have to control your life. With the right tools and strategies, you can manage their impact and regain control over your sleep. While violent nightmares can be distressing, they are manageable with the right approach. So, violent nightmares, while fascinating, can be a source of distress. It's important to remember that these nocturnal narratives filled with terror and turmoil are a common occurrence, and there's a lot of science behind why they happen. Our brains are intricate networks of neurons and synapses, and during our sleep cycle they process and interpret the stimuli we encounter throughout the day. This processing can manifest as dreams, and in some cases violent nightmares. The REM or rapid eye movement stage of sleep, which is when most dreaming occurs, is a critical component of this process. We also discussed the various factors that contribute to these violent nightmares. Stress and anxiety, traumatic life events, certain medications, and even late-night snacking can trigger these terrifying dreams. Each person's experience is unique, and it's these individual experiences, both in our waking and sleeping states, that shape the content of our dreams and nightmares. Furthermore, we explored the impact of these violent nightmares on our lives. They can disrupt our sleep, cause daytime drowsiness, and in some cases lead to more serious health conditions like insomnia. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Understanding the cause of our nightmares can help in managing them effectively. There are several strategies we can employ to reduce the frequency and intensity of violent nightmares. These include maintaining a regular sleep schedule, creating a soothing pre-sleep routine, and seeking professional help if necessary. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, has been proven effective in helping individuals change the narrative of their nightmares and reduce their distress. In essence, violent nightmares are a complex interplay of our brain's functioning, our life experiences, and our emotional states. They can be distressing, but with understanding and appropriate management, they don't have to rule our nights. Remember, understanding our nightmares is the first step towards conquering them. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of dreams and nightmares.